Hey guys, what's going on? I've been talking a bit about Jeff Williams from RagingBull.com recently, partly because I did an interview with him a few days ago and it went really well. I really found the guy to be very legit and really liked talking to him, both on air. It was a live stream interview, and also off, just getting to know him a little bit and understanding what drives him and what drives his trades. And I followed him for quite a while, like probably like 5 years now, just watching his penny stock trades, taking some of them. I used to scalp them quite a bit, but I haven't for a while. Anyway, we did an interview about an hour, but lasted about an hour. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and watch it. He talks about what his strategy is, what he does now at Raging Bull. Basically, he does two services. One's Market Navigator, where he takes a daily spy trade. But the one that I'm focusing on really at the moment and looking into and following and watching the trade so that you guys can see if it's something that might fit your style, is called atomic trades. And so he's trying to do a $2,000 to $10,000 challenge, which is one of these things that a lot of these services run, partly just to show the power of being able to take a small amount of money, which a lot of people, unfortunately, the majority of traders have a smaller amount of money, and being able to turn it into something more substantial. Of course, the big one being to try to get it above that pattern day trader rule, which is a big one for a lot of people. This is no mean feat, though. This is something that like very few people ever manage to achieve, and you might see the odd person doing it, but it's very, very, very difficult to even double or triple account. You might double it or triple it, but the chances of you staying that way and keeping it are really, really low. So if you can find somebody who can consistently build accounts from $500, $1,000, $2,000, even if they can just consistently build them carefully over dozens and dozens of trades with good risk reward to something like $5,000 or $10,000 or even $15,000 or $20,000. That's something extremely special and extremely rare in the trading world, because usually, and I've seen it happen over and over and over, usually a company will do like a challenge and it will go from 2,000 to 10,000 and then back to 1,000 and it's something that it's a problem in the industry. However, with Jeff Williams, I've seen him do this several times. So I've seen him do it, I think, a total of 8 times successfully, and only once have I seen him like fail, like for the challenge to go to zero, leaving him overall massively net profitable. From what I've seen, now there might have been other things I've missed or whatever, but from what I've seen, he's been very profitable with these small account challenges. So now that he's running this atomic trade service, it's really, really low cost, which is something that I think's important for a lot of people at this point. The economy's doing bad, the market's pulling back. I'll leave a link in the description. It'll be this link right here. You might even still be able to use my coupon to get 10% off, but you can get a quarter for just $114. So you can try it for a quarter and see if you like it. See, paper trade it for a month, see what you think. So make sure you check the description to get a link to join at the lowest possible cost. And normally you wouldn't see it this low. I mean, these services, when the market is hot and when things are going well, like typically it's $1,500 one time fee to get into them. So I would take advantage of some of these really low cost services that are being offered at the moment. So for sure. Anyway, recently had a question after I did the interview, and then I did a separate kind of summary of the interview, which is what this is. So I did a summary. It was just like, here's a review of what's been going on. And one of the subscribers, who's been a subscriber for a long time, asked, could you explain his position sizing to get his results? And that's a really good point. We didn't go into it that much. And then he says, let's say he's using a $2,000 account with 5% risk trade. For his ARAV trade, he would buy 588 shares. Let's say he said he'd have got $17 profit. Is that correct? The numbers aren't correct. So let me go through his recent trade example, which was HUBC, and hopefully that'll help. So HUBC is a cybersecurity penny stock traded this last week around 0.45, way back here, until about the 19th, so a couple of days ago. And then this thing just ripped up, took off like this. So this is HUBC. This is a 30-minute chart on HUBC. And so in atomic trades, let me show you here. 2 days ago, he did day trade it, so he got 11% on the day trade, but he's mainly a swing trader, and that's how you really build small accounts. So you do still have a couple of day trades though, right? So he's very aware of that, and he tells the subscribers, "Hey, I have a day trade. I'm going to take one here because this looks so good." But usually they're swing trades. So he said, "Look, HUBC was a great day trade today, but I also like the previous high at point 0.8 as a possible secondary target if it keeps moving higher. It's a news play today as well, so a nice 1-2 punch. I would look for a possible pullback before the close with an entry of 0.57 to 0.58 and a target of 0.65 to 0.7. So that's the goal that he's going for, which is 20%, right? Roughly. So it's a 20% target, profit target. Now that's not just fluff that he sends out and then doesn't do anything on. He sends out at the bottom. He goes, closing. I am going to buy HUBC here again because I like the volume chart in the news. Because sometimes people will send out these lists and their sort of ideas and nothing really happens. But Jeff's really clear about it. And so if it seems wishy-washy, which some of these services are, Jeff's Atomic Trades isn't. You get the actual, I am buying this right here, So yeah. So let's have a look at what he actually did in his journal, because he keeps a meticulous journal of every trade, which is really great. So we click on the HUBC thing. He said he uploads this from his account. I don't use TraderSync, but for you guys that do, probably realize what you can do with this. The cool thing about it is when you click on it, it gives you the size. So he bought 1,700 shares. Average entry was 0.58, which is what he said he was going to do right here. So that's about, you can just do it really quick. $986. So remember, at this point, Jeff Williams has an account size of around $5,000. And he's using a fifth of it for this trade right here. He got a $209 return, so not a $17 return, which is what the commenter was asking might happen with these trades. The return was 21%, which is on the slightly higher side for his swing trades. It lasted a day or so. You can see all the times and everything, the buy here and the sell here. So you can see the whole trade basically. So we go back. So also that's kind of the position sizing. The next thing is the losses. So what's the risk reward? And so if he's using a fifth of his account roughly, you have to. If you're trying to build an account from 2,000 to 10,000, you can't use 10% of your account. You'll be there all day. He's already done 48 trades or something, 44 trades, you can see down the bottom. That's how you get the consistency, right? If you try and use half of your account, you might be able to get there faster, but you might blow up too. So the fact that he's doing these smaller sections, I mean, a fifth of your account is still very aggressive, right? With these volatile trades. But what I wanted to show you is the losses are also very similar in terms of percentage losses. So 9% loss, 3.79% loss, 21% loss, 14% loss, 11% loss. So we're not looking at 80% losses, and he has nearly an 80% win rate. So if you have a nearly 80% win rate and you're keeping your losses the same or smaller than your wins, then you're good. As long as you're not oversizing into the losses, of course, which is a big factor. And we can just click on one and have a look. So let's see what size he used here. This is he used $500 roughly here. So that size times that. So yeah. So it was a $75, negative $75 return. I hope that helps. I hope you realize this is one of the best transparent systems for penny stocks, and a lot of people are kind of tired of options, and maybe you don't want to trade options because they're weird and scary and have time decay and creaks and everything. If you're looking for something that's really low cost, relatively low cost, and I consider it extremely low cost, then you might want to check out the Atomic Trades thing. So like I said, there'll be a link in the description below. I don't know how long they're going to keep this up for. So what you'd like to do is go to the link in the description below that says, you know, Atomic Trades landing page or something. Come here and you can read this to learn more as well. So if you look through, you also get like masterclass videos. This is out of date a little bit. They obviously can't keep updating this. This is actually around 5,000 odd now, I think. So slightly there. Here are some of the different trades. These don't mean a whole lot sometimes because they obviously pick the nice ones that win, but it makes for nice marketing material. He's been doing this for about 15 years, by the way. I was actually known for this exact style of trading when I was back in the day. He's the most, I would say, respected in terms of like least marketing nonsense out of all the Raging Bull gurus. So he doesn't own Raging Bull. He works for them, as far as I can tell. And so he is much less like salesy. So he has a war room, which is awesome. He'll chat about all his trades in the war room. You get this daily power email watch list and then the trades, which I showed you. Well, I actually showed you the high value target watch list. That's the ones he's actually taken. But he gives a lot of other ideas in case you're interested in those as well. You get email and app alerts, and yeah, it's fantastic. So if you come to this page, according to this, it's $127 quarterly, which is really low cost. Normally, a lot of these services won't even offer quarterly. They'll be like, nope, you got to pay up front or pay up yearly. Look at a yearly. The yearly's still only $347. However, when I did my interview with him, he gave me a code, and I'm not sure if it will still work, but it's 10 off. And it may work for other Raging Bull products. I don't know. 10 off. Let's see if it still works. Yep, still works. So on the yearly, it brought it down from 347 to 312. So I'll put that coupon code in the description below as well, in case you want to try that and see if you can get some money off of joining this. One last thing I wanted to talk about. This was the HUBC chart, and what I found was my favorite algo at the moment, Algo Pro, actually signified on the very same day that he bought a strong buy, and then it had a stop loss down here, and the entry was around where Jeff got in. It was actually a little lower than Jeff. So you might want to give Algo Pro a shot as well, because this did really well on a penny stock. It even hit the top, hit 0.71, went a little higher, almost to Jeff's 0.8 target. But pretty good, right? Pretty nice. And I think that could be something that you might want to try as well. It's extremely cheap as well. It's only $179.99. There'll be a link in the description below to my full review of this, along with how to buy it if you want to give it a shot. A lot of people in my communities have been buying this because it's so good, and so many rave reviews about how great it is. So this might be something you want to buy in conjunction with Atomic Trades or instead of, because it gives you the flexibility to find your own trades and also manage them yourself as well. So make sure you check the description below. There'll be tons of links. Hopefully this will be helpful, and I know this has already helped a lot of people to make some extra money. Alright guys, talk to you soon.